I'm your host, aka Force of Nature behind all of this. As you can probably tell, I'm a little bit nervous, but the show must go on. So here is what we're going to do in today's episode, which is the first episode. Today's episode will feature an interview with Italian folk pop singer Alice Pisano. So I interviewed my guest today, Alice, a while back. She hails from a small town in northern Italy named Ferrara. At a young age, she moved to London to fully pursue her career in music. Alice released her 2018 debut EP titled Celebrate Life and has never looked back. Her latest single, Open Up, is a blissful indie pop jam. Alice sat down with me to share her musical journey thus far, the ins and outs of being a songwriter, her musical influences, and so much more. Let's dive in. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Where are you based?
I'm out in LA.
Nice. So is it early morning there?
It is 10 a.m.
Okay. Nice.
I guess we can start by first of all talk about your background in music and kind of what was the catalyst for you starting out as a musician.
Right. I've always been surrounded by music ever since I was very little. So music has always been my passion. I really think that it's in my blood. My first proper approach to studying music was classical piano when I was 7. And later on, as a teen, I picked up the guitar, started taking singing lessons, and songwriting, I actually discovered it a bit later when I was about 18.
What was the first song that you learned on classical piano? What was the first song you learned on piano?
I can't remember, probably some silly children's song. But Debussy is my favorite composer. And
yeah. Oh, okay, that's cool. I was about to ask this. I read that you were born in Italy, right?
That's right, yeah.
How long did you stay in Italy before moving to London or the UK?
Well, all my life. So I was born in Italy and grew up there.
Oh, cool.
And then I moved to London 5 years ago.
Wow. What part of Italy? That's really cool. 'Cause I love Italy. I want to visit. That's really cool.
I'm from a town called Ferrara. It's in the north between Bologna and Venice.
Wow. What was it like growing up there?
What was it like? Well, it's not a very big town. I would say there's about like 35,000 inhabitants. So it's nice. It's I think it's a really nice town to grow up in. It's quiet and it's like a medieval town. So you can cycle pretty much everywhere in the city, and it's really nice growing up there. I think obviously as a musician, it's a bit difficult to have a career there, which is why I moved to London. But it's lovely, and I love going back.
Was it a big culture shock when you first got to London, or were you just like ready to hit the ground running?
No, I wouldn't say it was a shock. It was definitely a big decision, and it wasn't always easy. Because when I moved here, I didn't know anyone, so I moved here on my own. And
wow.
Yeah, it was a bit not scary, but it wasn't
Yeah.
always easy. But I've never regretted it. Just I love London and its energy. The fact that there's so many opportunities if you know how to make the most of them, and it's just a very like stimulating place to be.
Yeah,
for music, especially.
Yeah, that's another one of my favorite cities too, London. Yeah. I guess you released a new single called "Open Up," but can you talk about the inspiration behind that as well?
Yeah. So "Open Up," I wrote it about love, about how I wish love was, basically. I think it's the first proper like happy song that I release. I've always written about heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
Sad songs about feeling lonely and being miserable, and I really wanted to have a positive song, uplifting, kind of like an anthem, to remind myself in the first place, and I wanted to have like a positive anthem. Just with a positive lyrics and just uplifting.
Yeah, well, we need more songs like that, especially with the times that we're in quarantine and all that. Yeah,
it was good timing, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
Even though I wrote that song 3 years ago.
Yeah, I've been actually, since I've been talking to musicians lately, they'll always say like it's odd that the song comes out now, even though I wrote the song years ago. And I'm like, I guess it's kismet.
Yeah, right.
I heard it got the song was commissioned for Hollyoaks, is what I heard.
Yeah, it was picked as the soundtrack for the summer trailer.
That's pretty cool, right?
Yes, it is. So, do you know, because it's very popular here in the UK, but I didn't know it. Did you actually see it in the US as well?
No, but I do have a lot of people that I interact with and know from the UK, and I've been to London a lot, so I do know a lot of British pop culture and stuff like that. So I've heard of it, but and I do know it's massively popular. So I was like, wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it was really good. It's the first time that a song of mine is going to be on TV. So
yeah, congrats. I guess my next question is, what's a typical recording and creative process like for you, and how has that changed over the years?
So I usually, when I start a song, I just sit on the piano or pick up my guitar and just start like jamming and see what melody comes up. I usually start with the melody, and then once I have that, I think about the lyrics. But I also do it the other way around. If I have a really clear concept that I want to talk about, I will write the lyrics first and then think about the music. So I do it both ways, but usually it starts on guitar or piano. It always starts acoustically, and then I think about production later once the song is already finished.
Okay, since you mentioned production on your newest single, you work with Troy Miller, right? And
Yes.
How was it like working with Troy Miller? And he's also worked with another artist, Emily Sandy.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's just such an amazing multi-instrumentalist. Plays every single instrument beautifully, and he was able to capture, the mood of the song, because before it was literally just piano and vocals, and the arrangement is quite complex. There's lots of things going on, lots of vacuum vocals. It's not that simple, but it's just, I think it's perfect from start to finish. He's just like a very, very talented producer, and yeah, he's amazing to work with.
My next question is, I want to ask you, what does songwriting mean to you?
What? Sorry, can you say it again?
What does songwriting mean to you?
Well, I guess it's the one thing that is my favorite thing to do, and it kind of feels like therapy sometimes. When you're going through something, it's such a good way of channeling your emotions and sort of processing them. It can feel really good afterwards, like even if you've been through a difficult time, you feel that it made sense and it was useful because you wrote that song and that song helped you overcome it. So yeah.
What was your last moment of gratitude?
I think it was just the day before yesterday. I was in the studio doing a writing session with another songwriter, and we wrote 2 beautiful songs that I'm really, really proud of. And I think it's just the best feeling ever. And I felt really grateful to be able to do this full time, and to have this.
You can do.
To be a songwriter.
That you can do what you love for a living.
Yeah. Yes.
I guess my next question is, what is on your music playlist currently? What are you listening to?
That's a very good question. Because my mind always goes blank. I'm always listening to music. When people ask me what do I actually listen to? But now I know the answer. It's John Mayer. I've been listening to his latest album.
Yes, Sob Rock is what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
His guitar, he's a really, really good guitarist. So.
Oh yeah, I've been listening to his album a lot, and also other artists like Norwegian artist called Leon.
I've heard of her. Yes.
Another, is she Swedish or Norwegian? Astrid S.
I think she might be Swedish.
Okay, yeah. Pop artist, and let me just look at my playlist because, like I said, I never remember. Maisie Peters, Griff.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've heard of both of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Sigrid. Love Julia Michaels.
Oh, her songwriting is really, really good. Yeah.
Yes. And also another American songwriter, Matt Kearney. Do you know?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I've heard of him. My next question is, what kind of are there? Is there anything outside of music that kind of inspires you to write?
Oh yeah. Well, books definitely. I've always been inspired by the books I read, sometimes poetry. Actually, the very first song that I wrote ages ago when I was still in school was inspired by Jane Eyre, the book by Charlotte Bronte. And I guess films, and obviously relationships and everything I go through. And also that the people I know go through. Stories that my friends tell me and always inspire me.
What was the last book that you read that really just kind of stayed with you long after you read it?
Oh, wow, that's a very good question. I'm always reading a lot. I loved Italian author called Elena Ferrante, and she's written 4 books, like they're part of a series called, well, the first one is called My Brilliant Friend, and it's set in Naples, in the 50s, and it's the story of these two best friends, how they grow up and like through the years, and it's very interesting. And I haven't actually written a song about it, but maybe I will. Who knows?
I guess my next question is, what are your thoughts on social media and the importance or relevance of social media in terms of being an artist or a creative?
Well, obviously, as an artist, you have to be everywhere. You need to be on top of everything, and be very like proactive and communicate with your fans. And it's not always like, obviously I would much rather just focus on writing, but it's also fun. It can be fun. So I look after my own social media. And it's, I enjoy it. I guess it's good to, it can be unhealthy as well. Obviously, just being on Instagram too much just makes you compare yourself to other people, even though, like, we know that we shouldn't compare ourselves, and everyone's different, but I think it's only normal, to maybe think, oh, like, everyone else is doing so well, and like, why am I feeling so miserable now? And it's good to take it with a pinch of salt, I guess. And I've been trying to do that. I mainly use it for my music.
You handle your social media really well. That's you, and I know that it's you, actually. Sorry, but what do you think the future of music looks like as we start to make our way after, I guess, post COVID and all of it?
Well, here in the UK, hopefully I think things have opened up now, so they've lifted all restrictions, and hopefully gigs will go ahead. I have a couple of festivals planned, one in August, one in October. One is called 110 Above, the other is Liverpool Sound City. And hopefully things will continue to get better, I hope.
I guess what would be your dream festival to play at?
Well, Glastonbury, obviously. Yes, yeah.
Have you been before Glastonbury?
I haven't actually. No, I've seen it on TV. Watched it on TV. But
what I guess my next question is, what's your pick for song of the summer? Like that big song that's just like everybody's going to be listening to this summer.
For this summer, you mean, or in general? This summer?
This summer, yeah.
Let me check. I think it's Run by One Republic.
Next on the horizon for you, and what's next on the horizon for you?
I'll be releasing a new song in the autumn, probably in September, and that's going to be another sad one, actually. So we've had enough happiness now. So and then I've got lots of other songs that will come out in the future. So, but in the immediate future, new song in September. It's going to be a ballad.
And I guess anything else you would like to add?
Not really. I mean, thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you for supporting me.
Yeah, you're welcome. Sorry about my cat entering into the fray. She's young.
I
would pick her up and show you, but she does not like to be touched at all.
Oh, all right.
But I don't know. Maybe if I turn it around, can you see her? Can you see her?
Oh, hi. Hi, hello. Oh, she's very cute. What's her name?
Luna. What's her name?
Aww. She's really sweet. Okay. I think I have to go now because it's 6:30. I have to be somewhere at 7, so I have to hurry.
It was nice meeting you. Thank you for chatting.
Yes, you too. Likewise.
Bye.
Yeah. Speak soon. Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
Bye.
On our next episode, we interview Keith Murray, the lead guitarist and vocalist of the band We Are Scientists. The band is prepping for a new album, which is out in October, and they have 2 singles out now, Handshake Agreement and Contact High. Thanks for listening to my first episode. Episode 2 is also out now. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll be the first to know when new episodes drop. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheBrittneyW. That is at TheBrittneyW. TheBrittneyW. I'm Brittney, and this has been the Reclusive Blogger Interviews.